CookBookings in the building,
The show you listen to is really though. Platform collection's what I'm sitting on. And we the type that gon' drop what you want every pod. We gon' give you gems, help you right all your wrongs. The show you listen to is really though. Platform collection's what I'm sitting on. And we the type that gon' drop what you want every pod. We gon' give you gems, help you right all your wrongs. Edutainment at its finest. Here to remind us we can rise above the dryness. Rely on mind states that'll find us at our highest. Vibrate like timers till we blow up in our lives, bro. We live exciting lives, bro. Don't buy into the lies, we keep it true and living. One life to live, don't waste what you've been given. Face the tears and fears and tear through to the pinnacle. Keep pushing through boundaries till masses reaching critical. The show you listen to is really though. Platform collection's what I'm sitting on. And we the type that gon' drop what you want every pod. We gon' give you gems, help you right all your wrongs. The show you listen to is really though. Platform collection's what I'm sitting on. And we the type that gon' drop what you want every pod. We gon' give you gems, help you right all your wrongs. The show you listen to is really though. Platform collection's what I'm sitting on. And we the type that gon' drop what you want every pod. We gon' give you gems, help you right all your wrongs. The show you listen to is really though. Platform collection's what I'm sitting on. And we the type that gon' drop what you want every pod. We gon' give you gems, help you right all your wrongs.
Really though.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to Really Though. And you know who I am, man. I'm your homeboy. I'm your best friend. I'm your buddy. I'm the guy that gives you cocaine sometimes at night, just so you can go to sleep. Just kidding, man. It's your boy Cookbook, man. We back again for another month. It's July. Yo, it might be a little bit hoarse today because I took my little punk-ass kids to Knott's Berry Farm yesterday. They loved it, man. They had so much fun. And I'm a little hoarse, man, because I get loose. I scream on the rides, man. I clown.
The same way, man.
I scream at them.
Ghost Rider.
I scream at them. Ghost Rider's rough, man. Well, first of all, let's introduce you, because I don't want you just talking to people and be like, what's up? So I have a very special guest. Would you say you're a new artist?
Yeah, definitely.
You're like kind of new in the game, man?
Definitely, 100%.
Tell me your name, man.
My name's Josh Dominguez.
Josh Dominguez, bro. You probably never heard of that name, guys, but guess what? We're going to get into it. We're going to find out where he's from, what's up with him. But what were you about to say about the Ghost Rider?
Oh, man, that is a piece of work, bro.
It's a piece of
shit. It beats you
up. Is what it is. That ride is a piece of shit. My son wanted to go on it. I said, we are not going on that wooden horse shit, because it's like an old wooden roller coaster, and that sounds cool and all, but when you get on it, man, it's just like everything shakes like crazy. Your freaking brains are literally shaking in your head. You feel it.
I think that's why I liked it. It would take me into a place of...
Yo, take you to a place, all right. It's called the ICU, homeboy.
Yeah.
It's called the emergency room. No, but we got on that new hang time, or I got on all by myself. My whole family abandoned me on 2 rides. Hang time, and then that one pink one that just rockets straight in the air.
Oh, no, man.
But I was not leaving that park without riding those 2. Hang time was the shit. It was crazy, man.
Cool, man.
Anyway, they don't care about all that, man. You know what I'm saying? This is really, though, we back again, man. We got a lot going on. Took a little bit to get this interview going, man.
Yeah,
shout out to the homeboy Ariano. He hooked it up. And Josh is going to tell us his story, and he'll tell us how he knows Ariano and what's up with that.
Yeah, man.
But Ariano hit me up. He was like, hey, I got this dude, Josh, super talented. You got to get him on the show, man. You got to have him come in. You know what I mean? And he did tell me you probably would turn down the cocaine.
Yeah.
He did tell me that.
Yeah, he's smart. He
I had
knows
to give
me
it
well.
a shot, man. I had to give it a shot. You know, at least one shot to see what's up, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, so we got Josh here, Josh Dominguez. I want you to tell everybody just your backstory. Like, you can say as much as you want, as little as you want. Definitely. Where are you from? Where were you born? Where'd you grow up? How'd you grow up? How'd you get into music? And bring us up to date to now. Like, what's up with your music?
For sure, man. Yeah, well, I grew up in Orange County, OC.
Oh, yeah, OC.
Yeah. all throughout it too, because parents were split growing up. So had a pops was in Garden Grove, mom was in Costa Mesa, and I ended up going to Estancia High School, playing ball there, and that's actually kind of where the music actually starts. Okay. Met a cat named Ethan Jimenez, aka Sage One the Wise.
Oh, okay, respect. And, shout out to Sage.
Yeah, and he was doing his thing. He actually was just freestyling in the parking lot one day. When we were in the drama program, and I heard his talent, and he hits me up 2 years later when I'm in college. He saw I was doing these cover contests to pay for the rent. Oh, nice. Yeah, so
you were covering songs.
Definitely.
And you were winning, obviously, because you were making money.
A couple vocal competitions.
What are some standout covers you were doing?
I did a really interesting one, Like a Virgin by Madonna, but it was like a jazz vibe with a live piano.
Touch for the very first time.
Exactly. Yeah, we threw a little vibe to it though, and that was definitely one of the bigger ones. And once I had won that, he kind of saw that, and he asked me what I was doing musically, and I was in an a cappella group at the time as well.
Okay, so you were on that glee tip.
Yeah,
you were on that perfect pitch.
Yeah, I was trying to find a group.
Perfect pitcher.
Yeah, I was trying to find my people in college at the time.
Well, okay.
And these guys were like kind of right up my alley, kind of goofy like myself, but like really fun. We were able to,
sing.
Yeah, sing and harmonize. I learned a lot, actually, is probably what it was.
Were you happy when that like show that was like The Voice or like American Idol came on for the a cappella singers?
Sing On?
I think whatever it was called. Come on, you would know.
I had fun watching
Mr.
it. Every
Pitch
once
Perfect. I know you was watching. You probably still got him on the DVR at home.
Look, man, it is there, but
see, I knew it. You can't fool me, Josh Dominguez. Yeah, that's
the soft side to me for sure. Acapella taught me how to really, really sing, and it gave me appreciation.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, because I listened to your music and I was like, wow, this dude you can sing good. And I was like, I wonder if he's self-taught, or like I wanted to get into that, like how you know how to sing. Like, were you taught as a child? Because like my background with music is all from my family. Like my dad, like really, he just like played music all the time, and I just grew up singing with him, and I kind of learned that way. Definitely. But like, how was your experience, or how did you learn how to sing?
Very similar. My mom was actually a wedding singer growing up. Yeah, she would take me. She would take me a couple times to a couple of her gigs. She also worked at Disneyland, sang there, and
dope.
Yeah, man, and I just always loved to sing, so it was just always kind of in my blood. But I just never knew exactly
me too.
how. The quote unquote right way to sing.
Right.
Well, what it all is was what I found out was just like it's more about the health of your vocal cords than it really is. And then once you figure that out, then the range comes and all the above. Like,
good, I'm gonna have you teach me, man, because I've been jagging my voice up a lot.
It's actually it's pretty interesting. One thing that like changed it all for me was inverted thinking.
Okay.
For instance, when it comes to singing, when you try and hit that high note, you actually have to think like you're reaching down. And when you're going for that low note, you have to think like you're reaching up. And that will cause your vocal cords to relax, because it causes that tension to go away, and it pulls your jaw back, causing you to be able to really open up.
You're going to have to teach me that, bro. I got a couple of serious hooks I got to sing in the next couple weeks. Dude. About to have to invert the hell out of my thinking, bro.
Do it, man.
I like that, man. Where'd you learn that from, that technique?
Acapella. The acapella
Dang,
group,
see, I wanted to diss those acapella nerds. I was trying to clown those pitch perfect motherfuckers, and I just can't, bro. They already inverted my whole thinking just 5 minutes into the show, man.
And shout out to them, too. Chapman University, Men of Harmony. Those guys are my brothers.
Men of Harmony,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Men, Thugs, and Harmony.
That's right, Men, Thugs, and Harmony.
I'm saying, bro. They about to invert.
Dude, that whole experience was what kind of like really made it music for me. Because once that happened, like I created a core of friends that liked music, and then that just opened me up to a whole new network of people.
Absolutely, man. That's dope.
Yeah, I never had any idea of like really what I was doing.
Well, what brought you to let's go to that. So you're in college. Were you already thinking music, or like what got you to the point where you now have these a cappella Thugs and Harmony. Like, how did you get your Bone Thugs? Basically, is what I'm asking.
I think
was it like the movie Pitch Perfect? And they're like handing out flyers, like, "Come try out, we're doing a thing."
It was a mixture of they were getting to sing for all the cute girls at college.
Okay, respect.
So I was like, I would like to try and do that.
A lot of careers started with trying to get chicks, man. So I'm not really mad at it.
Always started for me. Like I always had a crush on a girl, and when I was at Chapman, it was doing theater. I had a theater scholarship there, so I was doing theater performance, acting. And I always knew I wanted to perform, but...
Where was this at, in college or in high school?
High school to college, and actually in college as well. Yeah, I was a theater major there and had a theater scholarship and did all that.
So from theater and all that, I can definitely see how you got into the singing and stuff too, because I know that's a lot of part of it. Like, a big part of my story too is like, I grew up, I went to private school. My parents made me go. I hated it. The one thing I did, I was in every damn play. And because I could sing and I wasn't afraid to act or nothing, I always, like... Probably 99% of the plays I was in, I was the lead role. Nice. So from the time I was like 5 all the way through high school, like just mad plays. And that definitely, like, I don't talk about that a lot. And it's funny too because like I probably like, I don't discount it, but like I kind of sleep on that like skill set I gained. And I had a great, like the guy who led the theater program, like he's actually the one who really helped teach me to sing besides like my dad and just that core kind of thing. So I think I don't think I shout out that dude enough, and like that whole experience. But it's true because I can see how that would easily get you. So you were into like you were interested in acting and things like that, right? From a young age, right?
Definitely.
And then obviously a lot of the plays have songs in them.
Definitely, there's a couple that had a song in it, and one in particular in college, and this is right when I was doing the covers. It was a play called In the Heights, and it actually had hip hop.
Oh, nice.
Infused in it.
Yeah.
And I loved it, man. And that's when I just started to really understand, like, hey, like, I can really. It doesn't really matter. I don't need to limit myself.
Yeah.
I can go with what is being, what is being invoked in me, and
absolutely,
just be myself. And so that's when I started writing. And when I actually write in hip hop cadence. That's just naturally the easiest for me to do, lyrically. But I love to sing, so naturally the two kind of somehow come together at times and creates what it is.
Yeah, I want to get to your music. I don't want to talk about it yet, though.
No worries.
Because I really have a few things I want to say about that.
Absolutely.
And I could see what you just said. I could see that in your music. But so let's stay. So you theater, you're going to college. The theater, the freaking Bone Thugs come up to you and they're like, "Yo, man, we got harmonies over here. We got Bone Thugs and harmonies, and we getting chicks. Why don't you join?" And you're like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Absolutely,
right?
man.
I like chicks. I can sing, right? So you do that, and then you just kind of bond with these dudes, and then like your network expands is basically what happens, right?
Definitely.
Besides just that group, all of a sudden there's all these. You're just in a scene now. Like you put yourself into a scene, right?
Yeah, and then. Sage One hits me up on Facebook and goes, "Saw your video. You want to come in the studio and write a hook?"
Which video was this?
This was the Like a Virgin video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. You were saying that you were doing the covers and you saw the covers.
Like a Virgin Madonna cover, and he's like,
I'm going to go look those up.
Progressed.
I might have to play that on the podcast.
Hey, you do what you got to do.
Yeah, I'm going to start it off with that and be like, what the fuck? What's starting this show off? They're not used to that.
Well, it's cool, too, because if they hear that, they'll hear the progression of the vocals, too.
Oh, man.
It's really it's really cool.
Yeah. I tell you, talking about those plays I used to do, man, it's funny because, like, there's one song in particular, like, and honestly, I can't remember it right this second, but, like, most of my life I've remembered it because I can sing the hell out of it now. But, like, then in high school at, like, 16 years old, and still being a little apprehensive to sing, I just remember sounding horrible. Like, I know I sounded horrible. And when I sing it now, I'm like, it's so easy to sing. Like, and I probably could have done it then. It just was like the confidence. So it's similar to what you're talking about, like the relaxing, like maybe the inverted thinking would have helped me then or something. But like just getting out of your own mind, really, a lot of times, can make the difference, because when I look at it now, it's like I got nothing to lose. I'm not standing on stage in front of anybody, and I'm like, that song's so easy to sing. Why was I like tripping?
It's the pressure that we put in our own heads.
Yeah,
man.
it's crazy, right? It's but for me, look, I'm a rapper, right? Yeah. But I've always sang, but I haven't always sang on record. Like I started singing on record like a while ago, but it's like little spurts, and just as I've gone along, a lot more and more and more and more, right?
Right.
And So it's a different experience for me too, because in one hand I'm a rapper, so I can kind of get away with like, it's not so great or whatever. From the other hand, I'm like, well, dude, I've been singing my whole life with my dad and like with my family, and then now into doing music myself. I'm like, I don't want to sound whack. Like, I want to sound like I know what I'm doing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's a trip to do that. But anyway, I'm sorry. Let's go back to what you were talking about. So Sage One hits you up. He brings you to the studio.
Brings me to the studio, and he goes, I got a track. I wrote 2 verses. You think you could write a hook? Naturally, this was kind of like the second time I've ever written anything.
Oh, okay. So you hadn't been writing music up to this point.
No, okay. I'd just been doing the covers. And this was all at the same time, that kind of tying it all back together. I had heard about In the Heights, and I got inspired seeing these guys that do theater do hip-hop and it be accepted. Yeah. And I was like, fuck yeah. That's
Shout out to Hamilton.
There we go. Shout out to Hamilton. There we go.
Did you see it?
Manuel Miranda. Oh, I heard the whole album. So it's
a great play. And I'm not into plays even. Going to plays and stuff, not that much, but it was great. Anyway, go on. I'm sorry.
And so I get in there, and naturally, it just
and Sage One pulls out the cocaine. He's like,
Sage One pulls it out.
Do this cococaine, and you will write a damn hook you can't believe.
I wrote 3 albums on it. No, it's good.
Yeah, in 35 minutes. It was incredible. And then I took a shit in my own pants.
I realized I used 1 word through the whole album.
1 word. And when I woke up, I had shit myself.
Yeah.
So
it was a mess.
Anyway,
but so I get in there, and he's kind of coaching me through it. He's helping me try and relax. And
that's cool.
We kind of clicked, and from that point, we did 1, and then we did another, and then I started getting a passion for it after the 3rd time.
Right.
And once I
got
the writing side of everything, and then because then I was allowing me to be myself vocally. Yeah. And I was starting to figure myself out vocally.
Yeah.
And as that was kind of all working itself out and trying to fit itself within each other, I saw a flyer at Starbucks for this showcase program. Okay. And it was through a church.
Oh, okay, actually. Cool.
Yeah, it's called The Vault. And what it was they picked 10 people that they wanted to train in the studio, on stage, as well as writing and performance.
Oh, okay.
And so for 3 months, about 3 times a week, I would go to these classes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
dope. They would teach me what their knowledge was on the music industry.
Yeah.
Teach me how to look at a music business and how to look at yourself as a business and as an artist.
Wow, this was through a church?
Yeah.
What an opportunity.
Yeah, it was a huge blessing, and they're still doing it out in Orange right over there. And man, so they had like a state-of-the-art studio in there, and one of the coolest things that kind of stuck in my head was they said when it came to branding, look at your branding like an aesthetic or a color. Find that color and that fits you most and paint that through whatever it is.
Yeah,
your material, your product. And that really kind of helped me start to find just who I am.
So what was your color, bro?
Maroon.
Maroon. It already exists, bro. Maroon 5, you might have heard of them. Dude, why are you freaking biting, bro? It exists already, okay? Have you heard of him? Adam Levine, you might have heard of him. Oh, so now you're better than Adam, bro? Now you're better than Adam, the god of this shit, bro?
No, sir.
Come on, bro. I heard him sing like a virgin, and I swear to God, I started crying.
Oh, man, I did too. But, but I will say, like, Maroon for me was like something that it helped define me most, because I'm a guy that is can both be rough around the edges as well as soft as hell.
Yeah.
And naturally, I come from a place of love, and Maroon is rooted in red.
Okay.
And that's where I've kind of found that like symbolism to be rooted in love, but to have like an edge to it.
Right.
And that's where like that darkness kind of comes in.
Okay. So is that how you describe yourself to people? Like if they go like, what do? You don't just say Maroon, right? Because they're like,
no. If they ask like, what do, I honestly, I tell them I'm a lyricist.
Or like if you were going to describe your brand, I mean, with under that criteria.
Under that criteria.
You say rough, smoothed out on the R&B tip, or what do you say?
I would say or like, or
Thug Harmonies.
Thug and Hard. I would be like a grittier. I would like to be called like a grittier Sinatra.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's get to your music then, and we can come back to this story because
for sure
that's what I found interesting. So Ariano hits me up. So I got this guy Josh. I want you to check him out. I want him on your podcast if it's cool. I said, yeah, no problem, man. And before this year, no worries, man.
Sure.
Before this year, I was not doing as many like newer artists. I was kind of trying to like comb through my network and just like get established artists so I could pick their brain and stuff. But this year, you know, in season 2, I was like, I want to just have great conversation with people and like not really limit it. So it was perfect timing. So I was like, sure, tell him to come by. Let's do it, right? But I didn't know what to expect. Like, is he sending me a rapper? I don't know what he's sending me. You know, you never know with Ariano. He's a real talented guy. And
for sure.
He's talented in a lot of areas.
Definitely.
You know, he can rap, he can sing, he can produce. There's a lot he can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he usually works with people that are like-minded and similar. So I was all right, cool, let me check it out. So, man, it was like jazz music. Like you're singing jazz music. That single, I was like, wow, this is really dope. It's soulful, but it's like very jazz oriented. Is that like?
Thank you.
Is that how all of your stuff sounds? Or
actually, no. Ariano has really helped me a lot trying to bring out myself. But he's really had a big hand in playing a part in the tone of this project as well. And so by being able to pick his brain, we've come together and created like a soulful fusion of things. And so you're going to get a taste of like jazz.
Yeah.
But you're definitely going to get a taste of hip hop in a couple tracks.
Yeah.
Like almost straight hip hop and like for a good 3/4 of the song.
Okay.
And then there's going to be a track where like it's just acoustic and I'm singing.
Very cool, man.
So I'm just giving I'm helping try and give different vibes of myself.
Yeah.
And kind of seeing how the people respond.
Yeah.
And now that's just kind of where a question for myself comes in for you is that's also kind of scared me at a point too.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, a lot of people usually have an angle and they just kind of hit it. Yeah. Naturally, my angle for me is like, we'll just play to who I am and write lyrics that is true to who I am.
Right.
And I try and show that mostly through the performance.
Yeah. Okay.
So as an artist that that also knows where other artists are headed as well, would you say that might be a decent way about going about maybe your first project of sorts by finding what aesthetic works, or is it better or almost possible to, or better to maybe go about it with more of an intent towards a certain lane?
So it's always better if you can be sort of as like pinpointed as you can be, right? So picture your career or your, you know, whatever your path is, like you're an archer, right? This is what people do in life. So everybody gets handed a bow and arrow, right? Most people don't know what target they're aiming at. That's what they do. Right. They shoot an arrow into a wall, and then they walk up to the wall and they paint the bullseye around the arrow. Right? And they go, well, I guess this is what I am, because that's where my arrow hit. Right? Whereas what we want to do, if we're trying to have a vision for our lives, for our music, for our careers, is we want to be aiming at a bullseye, not just aiming at a wall and then going, I guess that's what I am. Right? Right. So having said that, I guess what you are hearing me say is you should have you should know your specific sound or your specific what you are. And you should.
Definitely.
Now, I'm going to kind of shit on that a little bit because that's very true. And that in life and business and everything, you have to have a vision. You have to have a goal. You have to have your goals. You have to know what the hell are you aiming this arrow at, right?
Right.
And then you know when you don't hit that target, you'll know if you've hit the target or not because you have a target that you're aiming at. If you're just shooting at a wall that doesn't have a target, you never know if you're hitting it or not. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So every arrow that you pull out, you're shooting at that target. You're always trying to hit that bullseye because you know what it is, right? So that's good. That's clear for your life. Now, as far as music and how music is now, there is a huge trend of almost like anything and everything goes, right? People win when they are able to niche down, but it is a very different world, right? You've got people, the example that's coming to mind, which is not really like your style, but the guy who's coming to my mind right now is Yellawolf.
Oh, okay. So yeah, for sure.
But so Yellawolf right now, if you listen to one of his albums, it's like hip hop, trap music, fucking rock, country music, blues. It's like everything. And
No
he's
boundaries.
a good singer, but because he's more of a seasoned artist, there is a cohesiveness to it. There is a sound that is Yellawolf.
Right.
Even if he's rapping,
Right.
or if he's singing,
Right.
or if he's playing a banjo, somehow it makes sense as Yellawolf. But that came from him doing trunk music, doing the trap, doing the straight ahead rap, chopping it, and then as he got as he learned more about who he was, but also as he became more established as an artist, where he built up trust with his fan base, where his fan base was like, hey, we're with you. Oh, you tried that country shit? We're kind of feeling that. All right, fuck it. And then the next album, there's more of it or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I see you.
So he kind of built his foundation and then built his skyscraper from there. And so by the time he got to like the 8th floor, it's like he's doing blues music.
Right.
And once he gets to the 15th floor, who knows what it's going to be? You feel what I'm saying?
I see you.
But no building stands without a strong, solid foundation.
I see
you. Feel me?
I see you.
So what I would say about what you're doing is true to yourself is always important. It always wins. And if you're being true to yourself in every song, right? Then just like a Yellawolf or like whatever, even if the first project doesn't fully have it like spelled out and real clear, the vibe will be there, right?
Right.
And the vibe is what's important. Like,
definitely.
Oh, this is Josh. This is what Josh does. Like, every song feels Maroon to me. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Even if I'm rapping or if I'm singing or I'm doing an acoustic thing or I'm doing whatever and it sounds like jazz.
Right.
As long as it's all Maroon. You feel what I'm saying? As long as
Gotcha.
the vibe is there, then you can explore. And if you're coming out with your first project and it's all experimental, then now you're also establishing your niche as an experimental artist. You could be the Moby of this bitch. It just kind of does all kinds of shit. Like these guys that like, they're not afraid to try all kinds of stuff on the same album. You know what I mean? But then that becomes their thing. So if that's your thing, then you'll just become known for that. Like, dude, it's dope. You go to this guy's show and like, it's like everything in one, man. Like, if you like jazz, this motherfucker sings jazz. But if you like rap, he does that too. And he finds a way to do it like where it all feels like it makes sense.
Right.
So that's going to be the key. Like, explore everything you want, but like make sure that it all sort of makes sense. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
Because, and what's great is that if you don't have like a super big fan base yet, that's a perfect opportunity to kind of try a bunch of shit,
Definitely.
Because one thing that you can find too, and then I want to ask you some other questions. One thing you can find too is we all have many aspects of ourselves, right? I know how to rap. I know how to make beats. I know how to make all kinds of beats. I can make trap beats. I can make commercial shit. I can make boom bap, underground. I can sing. I can play the piano. I've been playing the piano since I was a kid. I can do a lot of things, right? So I can do a bunch of stuff, or like you can do a bunch of stuff, and then you start to see what sticks.
I see.
Like, okay, I did this album, and like I'm looking on iTunes, and like these 4 songs like got mediocre plays, but this one, the line's all the way black. Like everyone, this is the most popular one. What is it about that one that everybody's resonating with? I'm gonna do that again. Like you still want to explore, but these are all facets of you. So it's not like you're not being true to yourself. You're just keying in on the part of you that people want to fucking pay for.
You
know what I'm saying?
Dude,
like,
definitely.
And then when you're on the 8th level of Yellawolf skyscraper, do whatever the fuck you want after that, right? You're up there and you're like, I'm going to pee into a bucket, into a mic. And you're just going to have to love that because I'm already Josh. You know what I'm saying?
We're throwing a filter on it.
That's it. We're going to auto-tune it. You know what I mean? And then we're going to run it through a bass cabinet, and you're going to love it.
That's
you know
some
what I'm
R.
saying?
Kelly freaky shit right
Oh,
there.
man, that guy. But you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that goes for all of us. Like even me, as long as I've been doing it, like my new album is pretty fucking eclectic. And I got to be careful that my energy and my vibe and everything still brings it home. You know what I mean? Like, but I've done enough work, different sounding things that people do kind of know like, oh yeah, he does do stuff like this. So that when I present the final project, like there is a little bit, I've built that trust a little in my audience is like, yeah, he does that stuff. And we know he can rap real good because I went and did all these projects with like underground producers and stuff like that. So like they know I rap, that's settled.
Sure.
And then when I do my albums, it's like, hey, he plays the piano a lot or he'll do something else. You know what I mean? So I think it's just what I said as far as like, but it's important to pay attention, obviously, to the numbers, to the analytics, to the things like what are people gravitating towards that you do, and then double down on that stuff. You know what I mean?
That's the newest part for me is figuring that out and being. I mean, like naturally, I don't really try and get caught up in like too much of the numbers because numbers is deceiving, especially when you're starting out. It's just like
Yeah, but you should because how else are you going to measure right now?
True.
So the best key moments are like after your show, even your homies are like people like they're gonna come up to you and they're gonna say, dude, that third song you did was the shit. And like if you keep hearing that the third song in your set is the shit, then what song is that? Let's pay attention to that and maybe that style, maybe the jazzier style or maybe the more hip hop style. Or what's hidden?
Fire.
And then you're like, they're gonna tell you. And if they don't, just ask them. Dude, your show was dope. Oh, cool, man. Like, what was your favorite part? And they'll tell you.
Right.
They'll even tell you what they didn't like.
Right.
If you ask them, if you really want to know that.
Man. I have some good friends because I know they will be honest to the
Exactly.
To that degree.
You could keep it positive and just say, what did you like best?
Right.
Then they're like, whew, I'm going to tell them that song 4 sucks ass, man. Okay, we like song 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then if you keep hearing that and ain't nobody talking about song 4, then you can say, well, let's pull song 4 out of the set and let's take another song off the album and put it there and see what happens.
Yeah.
And it is a lot of like testing, but that's why right now in the time that you're in, you should be doing as many open mics and showcases and different things too, because right now is the time. Yeah. Throw it all against the wall and see what sticks. You know what I mean? Like just, and again, it's not like you're not being true to yourself because they're all you. You wrote all those songs. They're all you.
Right.
So if part of you is rap or part of you is hip hop or singing or whatever, like just see the parts of you that people really gravitate towards and just lock in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just do that.
Yeah.
And it's like I've heard people say like, do what you have to do long enough so you can get successful enough so you can do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Do what you have to do till you can do what you want to do. Yellawolf, man. I think the theme of the so you're Maroon. Yeah. We talk about Yellawolf, but I think that's the theme of the podcast, man. Like, and because I've been a fan of his. He's dope, and I remember when he was just pretty much just rap. It was like really good rapper though, but he was really good. He established himself in the hip hop community in the South and all through there, and then just branched out from there. And now he does whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever he wants. It's like hip hop, like white boy rap. You know what I mean? Like
he did one track with Eminem. I was like, whoa, that blew me away. It was that hip hop type vibe.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's a huge thing now, right? So but he had to establish himself, and you're in the establishing phase. A lot of people out there, they're in the establishing phase, and people do different things. Some people emulate. And then you feel that you're kind of just doing the freaking, you're doing Kendrick or you're doing whoever, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like we can see that.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of times that's a part of it.
Sure.
You're growing through it. The thing about it is now because of SoundCloud and basically just the internet, all of that is on display for people now. So people like even get careers and they're not even that good yet.
Right.
It's just because something about them. Oh, that guy's cool or whatever, like, or there's so much of it that's just hitting that, like, people are used to, like, I'm not trying to diss anybody, but like people are used to like less good music, like less quality. You know what I mean? Like there's massive amounts of shit music and they're bombarded with it from every angle that sort of starts to become the norm. So as people are growing as artists, they can also have a career now. And people are smart, like they work. That's why I was telling you earlier when you talk about numbers. Numbers are important. You got to watch your Instagram likes and your, Twitter, all of the things, because that's going to tell you stuff like where you're hidden. What do people like about what you do? If you post an a cappella singing 1 minute clip on Instagram every Friday and it gets 50 likes. But then you post like a clip of your video and it's getting 300 likes. Well, they don't like your acapellas, man.
It's true.
Or 50 people do, and you can still do them. It's okay, but just know what's going on. You have to be like navigating, and there's dudes who are so sharp at this that's why they can have shit music, is because they're just sharp at this other side, the business side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got a good team. I mean, if you're rolling with Ariano, and I know Sage has probably taught you a lot of good stuff. Those guys know a lot of stuff too, so you gotta like lean on them. But let's get into that, man. Like, I want to know how you ended up hooking up with Ariano, how he ended up producing this record, or tell us that story. Tell us how you got in with him.
So I moved out to LA in Koreatown, LA in general, 3 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, 3, and Sage was getting ready to do a project with Ariano.
Yep.
And LD on the cut.
Shout out to LD.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that dude in a while.
Awesome guy. And he goes, I have a track. I have verses done. I just don't have a hook. Do you want to meet me? I was like, yeah, sure. Where we're at? He's like, Hollywood Hills. I was like, oh shit.
Baller.
This isn't the closet anymore.
Ballin'.
In Santa Ana. Like,
yeah.
And I show up and I got the address. I scootered over there. This freaking Razor.
Got that bird? You got a bird?
Dude, I had I walked, man, in LA. So I did the metro, and then from the metro I had a little scooter, not even the bird, like a little
the actual Razor to like fold up the things and just went for it.
First day at this studio.
Damn, you were serious. You rolled in with all sweaty. Dude, you got in there all sweaty.
Shit. I roll up with a backpack and shit, and Rome opens the door.
Dope.
And I've been watching him through college because Sublime was one of my Sublime was one of my favorites and inspirations. And I had this hook ready to go, and it lined up perfectly. And Sage just goes, "All right, let's just do this thing, man." And smoked a blunt, got in there, did it, and bro, Ariano hits me up the next day. Hey, man, this is a really, really good hook. I'd like to possibly talk to you about doing a track or two or an EP.
Dope. Okay.
I reply, I'm super excited at this point.
Of course,
I haven't ever had a producer, like a real producer.
Reach out.
And I just hit him up kind of like a puppy, just like, hey, yeah, man.
Yeah, let's go, whatever. Anything you want. Yeah.
Like, hit me up.
Here's my MySpace page. Take it all. Everything. I'm so excited.
Oh, I was stoked. And then, a couple weeks go by, nothing. 3 weeks go by, and then I finally get an email like, hey, man, I've been working a lot. But here's like a couple, here's a few tracks that you can look at and tell me if anything inspires you. And from that point on, man, Ariano and I have, he has helped me so much when it comes to just understanding who I am, understanding music.
That's dope.
And understanding his process and how that works, because that helped us to create better music.
Yeah.
For a whole about 8 months to a year, we did everything through email. And then we got together in the same room.
Yeah, and that's changes.
When, First Encounters came out. This track that's coming up, like all these different tracks, and we just refined and made it so much better. And now we're at, this is probably about 1.5 years that we've been working on this project. And starting from, bare nothing, it takes that much time.
Sure.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Hope you want to do it right. Yeah.
And from that point on, I've started to create a relationship with LD and Ariano, and those guys have just helped me to keep progressing and keep getting better. And
those guys there's some great guys, man. Shout out to those dudes. They really, really. Ariano's got a couple tracks on my new record, and he put the hooks on them too. It's so dope, man.
Hook, dude, he's
really
hook
good. He's a hooker.
Yeah,
that guy's serious. Yeah. That dude is a high-end hooker. Straight up.
High class, for
sure. You are a high-class hooker, Ariano. I'm talking to you right now. I know you're listening. I got your artist right here, and it's true. You, Ariano, are a high-class hooker. But you should wear that with like a badge of honor, man.
For sure.
No, but so let's get into the single, man. So introduce the single, because I want to talk about that more.
All right. So the single is called First Encounters. It's about love at first sight, that whole scenario. The one thing that we talked about when you talked about what is going to be like the fluidity or the consistency between the tracks is definitely there's a story with every track. Dope. It's not like just like I'm talking about myself and how cool I am or any of that. It's like there's legitimate it's a legitimate story in every track, and this one for sure is about the first time I saw this girl that just evoked a whole story in my head in a matter of seconds.
You evoked all over the room, man.
Bro. Yeah, bro. And it changed me in a way, and became good friends, and then still are good friends to this day. So.
That's what's up. Good friends, bro. You heard it here first. All right, let's roll into it, man. We got First Encounters.
As I sit in this room feeling so unprepared, another syllabus that I read and I don't give a care for no one. 5 and 6 reasons to share, nothing but a blank stare. And then your presence hit, injecting emotion that was so rare. First encounters with lust, then you gave me a taste of some. I say, first encounters with lust, then you gave me a taste of some. Yeah, I'm numb to the love, yes I'm numb. I'm numb to the love, oh I'm numb. I'm numb to the love, yes I'm numb. Now I'm up, fully alerted, the energy she threw down. Lost a sense of time and even muted sound. Astronomically inclined to design a line of communication. With today I sit back, relax and be patient. Cause some dudes are silk, some dudes are satin. But I'm whatever keeps you warm at night. Do you like it on the counter or the mattress? I could do whatever for you, like refreshing my chest with another breath of your aura. Columbus on your body, ride the ship while I'll explore you. Columbus on your body, ride the ship while I had first encounters with lust. Then you gave me a taste of some. I say, first encounters with lust. Then you gave me a taste of some. Yeah, I'm numb to the love, yes I'm numb. I'm numb to the love, yes I'm numb. I'm numb to the love, yes I'm numb. Oh, 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 oh. Not enveloped, but invested. I develop, she perfects it. I was belly up and been desperate, sexting exes for a message. Life was hectic, life was raw. Except that I'm different, except that I'm flawed. You were the self-aware one, with the mouth for the business, mouth like a gun. That's why I shut up and listen. You're like a Southern Cali summer night on a dehydrated day by smoke, sun, and lights, helping me forget about the price. Went from having enough for the whole slice, the whole pies, to lullabies and impulses, and not thinking twice. Moisturize, shea butter, skin yellow, mocha color. So damn blessed to call you my lover. First encounters with lust, then you gave me a taste of some. First encounters with lust, then you gave me a taste of some.
All right, we're back, man. So, hey, I wanted to ask you, so how did this track come together? Because to me, this is like a jazz track. It doesn't sound like like it came out of a computer. You know what I mean? It sounds like live instrumentation or whatever. Do you play instruments?
I don't. No, I just arrange.
Okay. So just break down the track. Tell us how this came down.
I wrote it to just like a saxophone sample on YouTube.
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting. So you were just going through YouTube videos and you're like, hey, that's tight.
Yeah. I was a little stony at one night.
All right, that's respect.
And I'm watching, I'm going through the videos and trying to find some inspiration. I hear this saxophone sample. It all kind of worked out, and it took me back to that moment. And I wrote this. I wrote the first verse, and I wrote the last verse.
Yep.
And then the hook came after that. Because I started writing about the situation, and then I started realizing, it's about this
first
encounter.
Yeah.
This first ever encounter that I had with this girl. And so I wrote it, and then I had it, and we had done 4 tracks. Me and Arno have already done 4 tracks, and then he comes out to LA, and we meet for the first time. And that same night, we get in the room, and he goes, well, bro, I got my computer, I got my stuff. Let's do the damn thing. He pulls up Splice, and we just start bouncing ideas off each other. I tell him I have this song lyrically, and I show him the track, and then he's like, yeah, that's cool. Well, let's make it our own. I'm like, absolutely, man. So we start just throwing stuff at the wall, and piano chords hit, and that's when it was just like, boom, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And as I'm going through it, I'm just performing over this chord progression that he had put together.
Yeah.
As I'm doing that, the track messed up, and it kind of paused, and I started performing the last verse to that, or the bridge, so to speak, to that, and that's where we got this different take on the whole track. Because if you know, it
kind of happened by accident.
Yeah, but it was an impulse that I had just sitting there next to him, and then he was like, "Hey, keep that." And he was, he was coaching me too. Hey, what we should keep, what we should pull.
Right.
Yeah,
that's good. That's a good producer.
Man, that was the first time where I was really able to do something like that.
Dope.
And so, man, once again,
so that track really did come out of a computer.
Yeah.
That's so dope, man, because it sounds real official. The piano, I was like, who played this piano? I was like, it's really nice.
Nice, man.
So it sounds really good, man. I like that. It's freaking really jazzy. One thing I was going to say that you should feel grateful for, and you should always cherish and cultivate, are the relationships that you've been able to build, because I think that's what's gotten you to where you're at today. Starting with the Men, Thugs, and Harmony. Starting with those dudes on up. Yeah. But it seems like at key moments, you had Sage come in, and then now Ariano. And there's something really important to be said for the kind of the mentorship relationship. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That develops. So Ariano's a producer, but he's in a way a mentor to you too, like a coach, like someone who is coming in and based on their experience and their wisdom, they're just giving it all to you because they want the best out of you and for you. You know what I mean?
100%. It's a situation that I thank God for every day, man.
Yeah.
No joke. Because without his mind, I wouldn't be able to see 4 or 5 steps ahead.
Yeah. And it's so important. I mean, a lot of times, younger dudes, they don't really value that input. You know what I mean? And that's sort of natural. But the ones who I see that win usually have some sort of at the very least, a big brother relationship or somebody who's kind of on their team.
For sure.
You know what I mean? That they'll listen to.
For sure.
And so I see that in your story. I see that happening. Starting with Sage.
Definitely.
Getting you loose in the studio, you know what I mean?
Sage did a lot for me, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that just progressed in with the relationship with Ariano. And, Ariano's also really helped me not run before I can walk. Mm-hmm. It is important to try and really commit to what you're doing, but sometimes when you try and do too much too soon, it could all end up crumbling. And that's what he really taught me a lot about this whole thing. Don't get anxious.
Yeah.
Be patient and hit your spot when the hole opens. Just like if you're a running back or something of that nature, just wait for that moment, and then we're gonna hit it, and we're gonna hit it right.
Nice, man. Yeah, I think that's good. So let's talk about the future then. When's the project come out? Is it an EP? Is it an album?
It's gonna be an album.
Dope.
Yeah.
When is it set to drop?
August.
Mid-August. Oh, so really soon.
Yes.
So we have the video for the first single. What about any more videos coming?
Yeah, we have another one-shot, one-take video.
Okay. Is it so? I know on the video you're singing it live, right?
Yes.
And so you're just playing the track in the background.
Yeah, we had a track. A show track playing.
So is that how the second video is too?
No, the second is actually acoustic.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that approach because it gives you a reason to listen to the actual song and to watch the video.
For sure. We wanted to kind of show off the performance side of things. I like doing
flex
that.
your skill. You're trying to flex those skills.
Yeah.
I felt you. I see.
Yeah, so
and you did
fun.
sound pretty good. You sounded
Thank
basically
you.
like the record. So
thank you.
That usually doesn't happen.
Thank you,
You know what I
man.
mean?
Yeah,
This is the truth.
Thank you.
Truth.
Yeah, that's what I try and really work on too. Is when I have people come out, I want them to be able to relate it to the record, and so they can sing with it too, and really get the same vibe. Yeah.
Is there plans also then for tours or shows, or how are you going to support the record?
Well, as of right now, I have a showcase performance at the Union nightclub in Los Angeles on August 19th.
Okay.
And so that's
when does the record come out?
It's going to be mid-August.
You don't have an exact date?
I actually do. I would have to.
Somewhere around the 19th, right?
Yes, exactly. It's actually, I think it's going to be the 17th is when it comes out.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yes.
Okay, so then your show's 2 days later.
Yes, and we're going to have 2 singles drop before that. The one that's coming out here next week called "Looking for Me," and then another track as well. People will be able to actually see a performance of that third track that'll be coming out here within the next week, because I want to be able to perform a little bit, kind of manifest a little bit for that.
Okay.
We also have a couple publications as well that are going to be talking about us. Talking about the track, First Encounters especially.
Just getting some press. That's good. It's all coming through Ariano.
Yes,
Hustle.
definitely. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna keep trying, man. Just keep throwing it out there.
Booking shows.
2
shows, bro. I'm telling you,
dude.
That's
want
the best way to find out.
Yes, sir.
It's like a stand-up comedian, man. If they're not on stage testing the material, they don't know what's funny or not.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And they, just like them, we feel it when it's not hidden.
Definitely.
You do a song that people don't like, it's just like, all right, just roll that next track, man.
Here we go.
Hopefully that one saves us or whatever. Well, cool, man. So where can people find out more about you, or if they want to get in contact with you, like what should they do?
Definitely hit me up on Instagram. Check out my Instagram. That's the fastest, quickest, easiest way to get a hold of me, get a hold of my music. It's Josh X Dominguez.
The actual letter X.
Yeah, letter X. Yeah, so
Josh X Dominguez.
Correct.
Spelled how everything is normally spelled.
Correct. Dominguez like the hills. And you'll be able to find my link for the YouTube one-shot, one-take video. And you'll also be able to find the track on iTunes and Spotify under Josh Dominguez, First Encounters.
Dope. And that's the only song you have out right now, right?
I have some features as well. I did a feature with Zion I and TR3.
Dope, man.
Yeah, it was real cool. I've done some features that are up there with Sage on his new project called the Sage 1 Project.
So if people pull up like Apple Music or Spotify and type your name in, those will come up?
Yes.
I mean, I know you freaking Googled yourself already. I mean, searched yourself on Spotify and all that shit. I know you did it, because we all do it, bro. I be doing it like, hey, what pops up when I put my name in now, yo?
I'm definitely guilty of that.
I need to know what's up. Yeah, we all are, man.
For sure.
See, you do care about numbers, fool.
Oh, 100%.
You want to know what's going on,
100%. I try and be subtle when it comes to that side of things, but 100% I definitely look at it. I couldn't lie to you at that. I mean, it only is good business to know where the business is headed.
That's very true. All right, so at Josh X Dominguez, the links are all there. Mm-hmm. Everybody needs to go follow him, because this brother's going to be taking the world by storm here soon.
Yes, sir.
August 17th. His album drops. That's my mom's birthday, so it's a good sign already. It's coming together. It's all coming together for you, man. And you guys know how to find me at Cookbook the PR. And if you guys want to email me any questions, concerns, hate mail, if you hated Josh and you want to tell me, my email is cookbookings at gmail.com. And I am going to get some hate mail on you, man. You too nice. You too nice, bro.
Shoot.
You too nice. They're not feeling them nice dudes. They ain't feeling those guys.
Man, you're going to bring me back on. I'll get more gritty for you guys.
That's it, man. You too nice. I need to smoke you out to get that cocaine in you and see what you're really like. So check it out, man. This show is called Really Though, man. And I got to apologize to you because normally I start off the podcast with the most important question. And we just get that question out of the way.
Gotcha.
Right? And that's how I do on Really Though, is like I do the most important. Most people are used to getting the question last. But I apologize, man. I forgot to ask you the question.
It's all good.
So I'm going to ask you now. This is the most important question of the podcast, man. All right?
Gotcha.
So here on Really Though, this is how we do things, okay? You ready for the question?
Yeah.
Okay. The question is, really though?
Always.
All right. I'm going to take that as your answer, bro. So the question is really though. And the answer usually is really though.
Got you.
Really though?
Really though.
There you go, man. There you go. Hey, thanks for coming on, man. It's been great. Like I said, guys, you guys need to follow him. This is Really Though. It's your boy Cookbook. We out.
Thank you, man.
Really though. Really though. Really though. Really though.